I hired a contractor to build a two-story addition to my residence, and I wanted to show what was involved in this process. At the end of the video, I'll share some thoughts on whether it's worth spending this kind of money in terms of return on investment. I decided to hire a general contractor who could provide all the services from soup to nuts. The first thing he did was to work with his architect to provide the architectural plans and drawings. He submitted these and other appropriate paperwork with the County Department of Permitting Services, paid the fees, and got the building permit. First, the foundation guys came and poured concrete for the foundation footings or footers, and then built the foundation walls with cinder blocks on top of the footers. A thin layer of gravel got put on top of the dirt to form the crawl space. Then a completely different set of workers came to frame the addition. First, they installed the floor joists for the first floor and built up the framing for the walls. Then the floor joists for the second floor got installed, followed by framing for the second floor walls. Then a third set of different workers came to continue the framing by putting down the subfloors, putting up the boards for the exterior walls, and installing the roof. The same guys wrapped the exterior of the house with moisture barrier, installed the windows, and the trim around the windows. In these photos, you see that all of the trim around the bay window got installed, but not around the bump out window on the side of the house. A lot of siding has been installed, and you see a guy at the top installing the soffits and fascia boards of the roof. Everything has been installed now, and all that remains is for the trim to be painted. Now they've been painted to match the existing trim on the rest of the house. After the windows got installed, the workers tore down the original exterior wall, which had become a barrier structure in the middle of the room. An electrician came to do the wiring for the lights and the outlets. This shows the wiring for the first floor. Here are the second floor pics. An HVAC technician came afterwards to extend the existing duct and install a vent in the addition part of the room on each floor. Then a different set of workers came to put in insulation, put up the drywall, and paint the interior walls. I didn't include any photos of the drywall being installed because there's nothing complicated or interesting about putting up drywall, putting on joint tape followed by joint compound, and then sanding off the joint compound before painting. Also, I got tired of taking so many pictures. Lastly, the wood floor and carpet got installed by the flooring guys and the carpet guys respectively. There are no pictures of the wood floor or the carpet getting installed because they were started and completed within a day, all while I was at work. So here's my expanded dining room on the first floor. This project cost around $100,000 for a two-story addition that added about 375 square feet of space and included the cost of a brand new roof over the entire house. Will I be able to recoup the cost of this addition when I sell my house? No. First of all, the square footage gained through an addition generally costs a lot more than square footage you can purchase by paying more to get a bigger house, although that could depend on the location of the property. In the area where I live, for every $100,000 increase in purchase price, I'd be able to get a house that is around 1,000 square feet larger. Secondly, the purpose of the new space will factor into the investment value of an addition, such that adding a second bathroom could be much more valuable than just increasing the size of an existing room, which is basically what I did. So why would someone want to build an addition? Oftentimes, it's because they have a need, but buying a different house is not a viable option. In my case, I wanted a really big formal dining room for sit-down dinner parties. By adding 2 extra leaves, I can seat 14 people comfortably at this table. But based on standard floor plans, getting a formal dining room that's large enough would have required me to buy a house that's over 8,000 square feet, which would be too much house for me. So, was building this addition worth it for me? Not as an investment, especially since a lot of the younger generation folks don't really want a formal dining room. Moreover, I now have a formal dining room that is out of proportion with the rest of my house and might not appeal to prospective buyers when I go to sell the house. But I got to design and build a space set to my own specifications to fit my personal needs, and that was enormously gratifying, and I have no regrets about building this addition. Having said that, My best advice would be for folks to figure out what you want or need in a house and try hard to find a house with those rooms and features from the get-go, because it will be a lot cheaper that way than to build those things onto the house later. Here's a before picture of my dining room and an after photo. In another video, I'm going to give a tour of the second floor addition that expanded an existing bedroom, and I'll share some valuable tips on what to watch out for when signing a contract to build an addition. Thanks for watching.